What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. I wanted to do a talking head video for those of you guys that are actually interested, possibly in some of the details of LS Fest West 2024. We had a fantastic time, and I did the Dane cam footage with my GoPro. Luckily, my wife was in the stands. Because everybody that we brought was racing, I didn't really have anybody on the track. My buddy Mark was there. He was doing the off-road stuff. I think we may have got him addicted to drag and drive stuff. He was humming and hawing about the drag cars and how cool the drag and drive stuff is. And we had a great time. So as far as behind the scenes stuff goes, the Bago did phenomenal on the way out there. I mean, we didn't really have any issues with it. I'll have to put it in the thing, but everybody wants to know gas mileage. And so for my guesstimation, we were at about 7 miles to the gallon on E going, and on the way home I filled up with 91, and we were about 8 miles to the gallon coming home. So last year we were like, I want to say 5 and 6 or something like that. It was terrible. So I'm happy with that. It's close to 10. I was hoping for 10, but you know, I guess you got to dream big, and then reality kind of beats you up. We may end up putting the Bago on the rollers at some point. Now that I have it out and it's not broken and I don't have to do burnouts for sponsors and break more stuff, I'd like to use it, make some fun content with it. I have some ideas to go and do some fun things, so we'll bring you some fun videos. And I'd like to do a good promo video of it. Nobody's ever seen it roll. Everybody's seen it from the inside. Nobody's seen it actually like fly by. So we're gonna do some fun stuff when I get a little bit of time. And also on the Twinnebago note, we got stuck in on the backside of Baker. When you come out of Vegas, it's like the biggest grade that they got coming out. You dip down, and then, I mean, that's the biggest hill they have, and there was a stopped car. So we were stop and go, complete stops, you know, first gear, maybe up to second, and then stop again in the Bago, up a hill, which is the worst thing you could possibly do. The only thing I could do worse than that would be to tow with it. The cooling was like 190 because the fan was zinging. And then I have looking at the transmission, so the fan was going pretty gangbusters. I didn't get to look. I'll have to look and see where the fan would be, but it kept it 200 was the hottest I saw on the transmission temps. So if I was towing though, and this was midday hot, I might be concerned, and there was like a pull out. And to tell you the truth, if we tow the Pacer next year like I'd like to, I'm not going to screw around. We're not leaving in traffic. I think I'll just stay an extra day so we can just get a run at the hill and drive like a normal human being and get some airflow and stuff going over it. But even then, I don't know. I want to say I woulda, coulda, shoulda. I guess I still have the water squirters for when we tow. But that thing did phenomenal again. So we are killing the game with that thing. I couldn't be more happy. And then as far as the racing went, the car, the oil pressure, when I say it's low, it's just lower than I'd like it to be. It would hit 49 pounds at 7,000, basically at the stripe, and then you let off and it kind of jumps back up a little bit. So I have a transmission that I'm working on here, and that's what all this is. And then hopefully I should get my other transmission. So the plan is to have a backup and a good transmission. Worst case, hopefully this one will be done. Waiting on some parts, and then we know we have a backup one in the car already that's been doing work. So that's kind of what I wanted to segue into, is that we are still in that stock 480E with HD2 kit. It was the first one that Jason ever built, and apparently the best one, because this thing, he did multiple race weeks, towing there, racing, and then towing home with it. This was in the panel, I believe. Maybe he can chime in on here. But we dropped it in for me to drive around on, and then next thing you know, here we are ripping off mid 9-second passes off a foot brake. We can't make any more power. The car, I went to KP, if you guys watched the video, we made like just at 700, it started pushing through the converter a little bit, which is actually phenomenal because this is a budget converter. This is a budget Ryan Jan's converter. I will probably make a video maybe with him and get more in depth on it, but bang for buck, pound for pound, the converter that is in the boom is phenomenal. It is, I think, the cheapest converter budget option that he offers. It is super smooth, engages great, drives on the street, holds almost 700 at the wheels, and you can go down the drag strip. I mean, if you watch the passes, I mean, I had time to kind of stare at the screen and just see what was going on and watch my oil pressure go away, which didn't make me feel good, but the car wasn't doing anything besides doing exactly what it should do. And a lot of that is to attribute to the converter just doing its job. The 60 foot, we are at high 150s, so I kind of got the foot brake down a little bit better. But that's kind of where you're going to land without a trans brake. So all in all, that converter has been pretty sweet. But all that suffice to say, you know, people come over and they compliment you and they say how fast the car is and everything else. And I always smile and nod because you don't want to burst somebody else's bubble. But I'm just smiling more on the inside because I know where we're going with the car, and I'm excited to get there. So even with the same amount of power that's in the car now, without the converter slippage and leaving under boost and then ramping it in, or leaving damn near, because we ended up at 10 pounds of boost and made 1 extra pound of boost creep going on the track after the, what is it, 8th mile. So it put another pound in it, so we're basically 9 and it crept to like 10. We would have an easy mid 9-second car, I think, if we could just knock a couple tenths off the 60, have a little more lockup on the converter, a little better slip percentage. And I mean, the car is putting in work. I'm very happy. The goal for race week with it is mid 9s. I want like 9.50, but I'll be completely honest with you, if we just ran in the 9s, that's even a win. A mid 9 would be a super win. Faster than that is gravy on top. We know the car will do the drive. So that brings me to the part of the video where I talk about what we're going to be doing on the channel. So I've got less than 2 months to race week 1.0. We'll be in Texas and Oklahoma. If you're in or around that area, I can put up dates or whatever. You can go on RockyMountainRaceweek.com and check it out. But we will be there, hopefully with bells on, hopefully with a tested car, tested transmission is the plan. And until then, I have a bunch of little upgrades to do. We have maintenance work. I want to check bearings, brakes, all that fun stuff, because I haven't really gotten into the weeds on that stuff. So I'll make sure that's all done. And then I want to separate the fuel system. So I'm kind of debating on how we're going to go about doing that. The tanks hopefully are being lasered this week. And then they will get folded up. My buddy Travis has helped me with that. And then your boy here will hopefully weld those things up and they won't leak. So we will do that. We're going to separate fuel, and the reason I'm doing that is we're putting more gallons in the driving tank with a small pump so we don't get the heat soak. Typically you don't sit in a hot rod like the one I have for 10 or 12 hour stretches, or I don't know, maybe 23 at some point when you're having issues. So you don't see the heat soak, but you put the heat through the motor, you drive up at 10,000 foot elevation where fuel boils at like 0 degrees, and you may incur some fuel issues. So we're gonna combat that by pumping less fuel, because the motor won't need it when you're just putzing around, and then the sheer volume of fuel. So hopefully it has time to kind of cool off. And then the other thing is I'm actually lower the tank down so it's in line with the cooler in the back, and then it should drop it down and hopefully get some air movement like across the bottom of it, because right now it's up high enough that I feel like it's in line and it's not getting any sort of help with airflow. Hell, it'd probably just be hot air coming off the street anyway. So we're gonna do that. Freshen the motor with bearings, put a transmission with a trans brake in it, and my good converter. I have a nice good converter coming from Ryan Jans as well. And that's it. We're gonna have fun with it. And then last on the list of stuff to do, it's more of a want than a necessity, but I feel like we're running good at this point, and I like the car to look good as well. So my buddy Dave that helped me learn the art of custom paint, he was a badass. He passed away last year. He was the guy that helped me lay the flames out. He showed me how to transfer patterns and all kinds of fun stuff. But I feel like he would be, he never got upset, but inside he would be upset because the paint's fading and it's ugly. And I know it's just a race car, so that means it doesn't have to be a good paint job. It just has to be a paint job, right? So we're gonna make her flashy if I can find the time to do it. That is not a priority, but if we can bring a car that looks good, you know that I've checked everything off my list of things to do, because that's like way low on the totem pole. But I feel like I may be able to squeeze it in, but I guess we'll see. So freshen up the motor, drop a transmission in, hopefully that works properly, because I'm actually putting this one together, and then maybe squirt some paint on the car. I'd like to address some trailer stuff, but we'll see. I'll probably just scuff that thing down and put some paint on it because it's all rusty. It's been sitting back there forever. And then we'll just struggle again with the same trailer setup that we had, because it wasn't terrible. I'd like to make some changes, but I would rather paint my car than do stuff to the trailer at this point. So hopefully that doesn't bite me. But if we're going to do good, I want to look good doing it. But that is that. If you guys have questions, let me know. But we're going to get back to work here shortly on the Malibu. I'll bring you guys along on the changes and stuff that we're making. And then towards the end, when it's crunch time, I don't know if I'll be able to make videos because I'm going to need all the time that I got just to be able to get things across the finish line, hopefully in a timely manner. And then the other, last but not least, I'm reluctant to do it, but I need a new computer, and I know I've been talking about doing it. We finally got a Costco card, which is awesome because I can buy beef jerky now. But I think they have Mac computers, and I'll probably get one because I'd like to have a computer and bring you guys videos from the road. I know you enjoy that. It really beats me up, and it's hard to do, but I feel the juice is worth the squeeze because you guys are really rooting for me. And if we don't get into trouble with stuff and I have, you know, an extra hour a night that I think I could squeeze in that I don't need the rest, I would like to put videos up and bring you guys along for the ride. Worst case, I got a phone, we'll do Instagram, we'll do shorts or whatever, but I'd like to have that done too. So that is that, man. Thank you to all the sponsors, everybody that helped me, that helps me now. Thank you to all the new people that inquired. We got some new sponsors kind of on board, and then I've got some exciting stuff I'd like to share with you guys. Hopefully we got the fans. Those should be coming hopefully soon, the final prototype. If that kind of works out, we'll produce some of those. I'd like to have one in the car. And then I met a dude named Parker, and he's got some really trick fuel filters, so I think we're going to approve those hopefully for him on race week. And that would be pretty awesome too. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys a video this week because we're not getting a terrible amount of work done on the boom yet. But we are going to start kind of thrashing hopefully this weekend. You guys know what to do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following along. I'm out.